Nokia, the king that fell from the top. Some brands don't just sell products, they sell memories, and Nokia is one of those names. If you lived through the early 2000s, you probably remember how cool it felt to pull a Nokia phone out of your pocket in public. From smoky internet cafes and school hallways to long-distance bus rides, you could hear the legendary Nokia tune ringtone everywhere. It was an era when a Nokia 1100 could last an entire week without charging. A Nokia 1280 could survive falling from the second floor and still work perfectly. And the snake game on Nokia phones was more addictive than TikTok is today. But what no one expected was that this empire, once controlling nearly half of the global mobile phone market, would collapse so quickly that the world barely had time to react. From being the undisputed king of mobile phones, Nokia slowly disappeared from the smartphone race and eventually became one of the greatest business lessons in modern history. A beginning no one expected. Nokia did not start as a technology company. It was originally a small paper mill in Finland, founded in 1865 by engineer Fredrik Idestam beside the Nokia River. Yes, before making phones, Nokia sold paper. After decades of expansion and mergers, the company gradually moved into different industries: electrical cables, rubber products, electronics, and telecommunications. But the real turning point came in the late 1970s, when Nokia decided to bet on the mobile communications industry, a field that was still considered futuristic at the time. That decision changed the company forever, when Nokia became the future of the world. In the 1980s, mobile phones were luxury items reserved for businessmen and the wealthy elite. While many companies still doubted the future of handheld phones, Nokia was already investing heavily in research and development. In 1987, the company introduced the Mobira Cityman 900, one of the world's first handheld mobile phones. It weighed nearly 800 grams. It was almost the size of a brick, and it cost the equivalent of hundreds of millions of Vietnamese dong in today's money. Yet it sold out. That was the moment Nokia realized mobile phones are the future. And from that point on, the company moved forward like an unstoppable machine. Nokia's golden era. The 1990s and early 2000s marked the golden age of Nokia. The company continuously released groundbreaking devices that changed the mobile industry forever. Nokia 2110 with its iconic ringtone, Nokia 3210 with a youthful design, Nokia 7650, the world's first camera phone, Nokia N-Gage for gamers, Nokia 7280 with its lipstick-like design. What made Nokia terrifying wasn't just its strength. It was the fact that the company dominated every segment. Older people used Nokia, students used Nokia, businessmen used Nokia, gamers used Nokia too. Nokia didn't just sell phones, it practically owned the entire mobile phone industry. In 2004, Nokia controlled around 40% of the global mobile phone market, a level of dominance that even Apple and Samsung have never achieved in the smartphone era. At the peak of its power, Nokia's revenue multiplied five-fold within just a few years. Its stock price skyrocketed. Profits exploded. Finland itself seemed to thrive because of Nokia. At one point, the company contributed a significant portion of the country's GDP and became a symbol of European technological excellence. Nokia was no longer just a brand. It was the king of the tech world, the fatal mistake of a king. But history has always followed one cruel rule: the strongest often fail because of their own confidence. Nokia began making mistakes when it became too comfortable with its dominance. The company believed people would always prefer physical keyboards. It believed hardware mattered more than software experience. And most importantly, it believed nobody could replace them. Until Steve Jobs stepped onto the stage in 2007, the arrival of the iPhone, and everything changed the day of the iPhone launch. 2007 shocked the entire technology industry. The iPhone looked nothing like any phone before it. No physical keyboard, no navigation buttons, just a large touchscreen with an incredibly smooth interface. To Nokia executives at the time, The iPhone seemed beautiful but impractical. They believed their Nokia N95 was superior in every way. Better camera, better battery life, more features, stronger multitasking, and technically they were right. But what Nokia failed to understand was this. Apple wasn't selling phones. Apple was selling an experience. The iPhone changed how people viewed mobile devices forever. A phone was no longer just for calls and messages. It became part of everyday life. Android, the final tsunami. If the iPhone was the opening shot, Android was the tsunami that truly destroyed Nokia's empire. In 2008, Google launched Android, a free operating system available to